In the cold morning of December 5, 1872, a British ship called Dei Gratia spotted something drifting aimlessly in the waters of the Atlantic Ocean, near the Azores Islands. At first, the crew thought it was another merchant ship making its way across the ocean, but as they drew closer, it became clear something was very wrong. The ship they had discovered was the Mary Celeste. Its sails were partially set, flapping loosely in the wind. The vessel moved sluggishly with no clear direction. But the strangest part, no one was on board. The Mary Celeste had become what sailors fear the most, a ghost ship. The Mary Celeste had left New York City just weeks earlier, on November 7, 1872. Captain Benjamin Briggs, an experienced and highly respected seaman, was at the helm. With him were his wife, Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter, Sophia, and a crew of 7. Their cargo was valuable, over 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol bound for Genoa, Italy. By all accounts, the voyage should have been routine. Briggs was known as cautious and deeply religious. His ship was seaworthy, the crew trustworthy. Before departing, Briggs even wrote to his mother saying the vessel was as fine a ship as ever belonged to us. Nothing suggested disaster was near. When the Dei Gratia crew boarded the drifting vessel, they were met with eerie silence. The ship's wheel was unmanned, the deck deserted. Below deck, the cabins were messy, but not destroyed. The captain's logbook ended abruptly on November 25th, 9 days before the ship was found. There was food and fresh water for 6 months, plenty of supplies. The crew's belongings were still in their quarters untouched. The ship's lifeboat, however, was missing. So were some navigation instruments in the ship's papers. But what truly puzzled investigators was this. The cargo of alcohol was mostly intact, though several barrels had leaked. The Mary Celeste itself was perfectly seaworthy. There was no reason to abandon it, so why had everyone vanished? From the moment the Mary Celeste was discovered, theories multiplied. Newspapers of the time called it the greatest maritime mystery of all time. Some claimed piracy was to blame, but there were no signs of violence, and valuables were untouched. Others believed the crew mutinied, but again there was no evidence of conflict. Another theory suggests the alcohol cargo was the key. Industrial alcohol is highly volatile. Perhaps leaking fumes caused Captain Briggs to fear an explosion. In panic, he may have ordered everyone into the lifeboat temporarily, intending to return once the danger passed. But if the lifeboat line snapped, the family and crew would have been left adrift, helplessly watching as their ship sailed away without them. More sinister explanations have also been offered. Some whisper of sea monsters, others of alien abductions. A few even point to paranormal forces, insisting the ship was cursed. What makes the story so enduring is that none of these theories can be proven. The truth has been lost to the waves. The Mary Celeste was towed to Gibraltar, where a British court investigated the strange abandonment, but the inquiry reached no firm conclusion. The ship was eventually sold and passed through many hands, but it never shook its reputation as unlucky. In 1885, it was deliberately wrecked off the coast of Haiti in an insurance fraud scheme. An ignoble end for such a legendary vessel. Yet the mystery lived on. Writers, journalists, and storytellers kept the tale alive. Arthur Conan Doyle, creator of Sherlock Holmes, even wrote a fictionalized account in 1884 that spread the legend worldwide. More than 150 years later, the fate of the Mary Celeste remains one of the greatest unsolved puzzles of the sea. Was it a tragic accident, a moment of panic, or something far stranger? the Atlantic still holds its secrets. And the name Mary Celeste sails on, not as a ship, but as a story that refuses to sink. If you enjoyed this mystery, don't forget to follow History's Glitch. Every Sunday we uncover another strange, forgotten story from the past. Who knows what secrets history is still hiding?